Hey everyone, I'm sure you all know me, but for those of you who don't, my name is Maisie Slater. I renovated the old pharmacy and I'm turning it into a fashion boutique. A ripple of murmurs went through the room. I knew this might be a point of contention. Hump Tulips was old-fashioned, and the pharmacy had been there for close to 100 years. The counter and shelves were all original, the wood worn and cracked in places. It had been empty for as long as I could remember, and kept in its original condition until I came along. About 5 months ago, I received a phone call asking me if I wanted to rent it. Investors had bought the pharmacy, and someone must have mentioned my name because they contacted me. I had been unable to find a place for my shop, and the offer was the answer to all my prayers. I signed the rental agreement that same day, and here I was, almost ready to open my own boutique. I raised my voice a bit to get everyone's attention back. But that's not what I'm here to tell you, because I'm sure you've seen the workmen there for the past few months. What's more important is that an announcement has gone out that Rise Development wants to build a mall just outside of town. They bought the land and they're ready to build as soon as they get the permits. Loud chatter erupted around me and people jumped up. The announcement had been public and they allowed everyone to view the plans. But I knew how these things worked. It was public, but they didn't advertise it more than the required notice in the local paper and on their website, so hardly anybody knew about it. Half the people in the room didn't own a computer, and the local paper was a trashy gossip mag that was mostly used to line the cages at the local animal shelter. "I have a plan," I yelled to be heard over the increasing noise level. Everyone ignored me, and I shot a look at Klaus, who was already lifting his gavel. The loud banging got most people to settle down. "We only have a few weeks to stop the plans from going through. We have to call a special town meeting. We need about 20% of residents to sign a petition to call the meeting. I need you to get everyone you know to sign it. I'll leave the papers at the front, so please take one before you leave." I waved a paper copy in front of everyone. "The petition is also online, so if you prefer, you can share the link that's on the back of the paper." Myrtle heaved herself out of her chair at the front of the room. "I got dirt on Ben. That's one vote against the mall." "Don't think we should go down that road," I said, hoping she wouldn't try to blackmail a councilman. But with her, you never knew. Myrtle's brow creased, and she tilted her head. "They're building a boat. Why do they need a boat if they build a mall? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I had my shop for over 30 years, and I'm not letting some money-hungry developers push me out." Myrtle was deaf, but refused to wear her hearing aids. She usually missed half of the conversation and made up what she didn't hear. Sometimes it worked, other times it didn't. This was one of those other times. There was more yelling and more gavel banging before everyone settled down again. I climbed up on a table to make sure everyone paid attention and the rest of the murmurs died down. Luckily, it was cold enough that I'd worn black tights under my dress. Didn't want to induce any heart attacks since we needed everyone on board. "Okay, so here's the deal. We have to get enough signatures to call for a special town meeting. That's our biggest obstacle. But once we get the meeting, we can make sure this mall isn't going ahead." "We can't compete with the money a new mall would bring to the town. How do you think we'll stop it from getting built?" Christine asked, already sounding defeated. She owned a cafe next door to my new shop. I hadn't talked to her much, but she made great coffee and was always nice. But a defeatist attitude was getting us nowhere, and I could already see heads turning her way and nodding. I had to get everyone in a fighting mood so we could win this thing. "Nobody wants a ghost town, and that's exactly what will happen if there's a mall 3 minutes away that offers everything the town center does and more, with the added benefit of air conditioning. We just need to stick together and convince the town council and the mayor that the mall is in nobody's best interest." "The mayor owns part of the land the mall will be on. She'll do anything she can to get it passed through council and make a lot of money," Klaus said. I couldn't believe these were the same people who staged a sit-down protest when the old movie theater was scheduled to be demolished. Myrtle even chained herself to the doors, which were simply removed by the hinges, and one of the town's firefighters carried her away, much to her excitement.